Hey, Kenny, welcome. So let's start off today. Let's actually lie on our bellies. I've been wanting to start like this for a while, but I get excited and tell us to lie on our backs every time. So in this version, take your time and you can bend your elbows and rest your head on the backs of your arms. And I like to bring my feet a little wider apart as it creates space for my low back. And then if you wanted to prop yourself up using a block like I have under my chest here, you can crisscross your arms this way, resting your chin down. And then for some of us, we still may not be able to find comfort, so please feel free to turn over onto your back instead, by all means. And this belly down shape is called crocodile pose, Makrasana. And as you settle in, notice your breath in your belly, in your ribs, in your chest. It gently pulsates into the ground. Scanning your body from head to heel, noticing and adjusting for any tension or stress that you may notice. And check in with your thoughts. What's circulating within your mind? And come right back to breath, breathing deep into your belly, pressing your belly button into the floor with each inhale. And then exhale, creating space by drawing the belly to your spine. And keep breathing into your belly, observing the breath. Notice if your thighs or glutes want to clench up in any way. And continue to concentrate your breath at your low belly. And keep your breath this way. Move your arms, bringing them to the floor next to your hips. And you can lift your chin and rock your head from one side to the next. And maybe your hips and knees move with you. Press the tops of your feet into the floor, tucking your toes. And crawl your hands forward, maybe even off your mat. Pressing the fingertips down into the floor, creating little spider fingers. And permission to walk your feet a little wider apart. And then play with the inhale, slowly rolling up, lifting your heart. And if it feels better to bring the tops of your feet back down, please do. And then exhale, roll it right back down. And do that just a few more times. So perhaps you're lifting like an inch or so off the mat, or maybe more. One more. Slow roll up. Slow roll down. Tuck your toes once more. Slide your hands in line with your rib cage, pointing your elbows straight back like grasshopper legs. Breathe in and lift your chest, coming back into child's pose. Exhale fully. And we'll move. Inhale, table. Exhale, right back into child. A few more times, moving with our breath. Still deep into the belly, table. Child. One more just this way. We'll continue to move, but adding in a shape. Inhale, table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. And stay in movement. Inhale, table. Exhale, child. Table. Downward facing dog. And take this a few more rounds. Awareness to your belly, breathing bigger, perhaps. Allowing your breath to move you between these shapes. Perhaps even beginning to breathe a millisecond before you move. One more full round and we'll pause in our downward facing dog. Take some moments and movements here, walk it out. Shift your weight forward, side to side, all around your mat. Feeling how strong you are in this shape. And pause in stillness, breathing big. Now press the fingertips into the floor, lift your heels, shift your weight forward, bending your knees deeply, bringing your shins to hover parallel with the floor. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists in this crouching down dog shape. And then hug in, draw low belly to spine, press the back of your heart up and forward, maybe coming to the tips of the toes, thighs perhaps are quivery, ready to pounce. One more breath in. Breath out, downward facing dog. Forward fold. Depending on your space, this can happen front, back, center of your mat. Deeply bend your knees, and you can choose if you ragdoll your arms or bend your knees enough to bring your palms flat to the floor or props. Soften your kneecaps, your head and neck. Release your binds. Interlace your hands behind your head, fingertips within one another. You can bring your feet a little wider apart if that feels more stable. And on an inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And there may be space for your elbows to go wide as you lift your heart a little higher. And as you exhale, reverse this. Bring your elbows to touch, chin drops towards collarbone. Slowly melt down like a waterfall of honey, belly to thighs. And again, inhale, roll up. Stacking your vertebrae like coins, one on top of the other. Big open heart at the top. And exhale, reverse this. Slowly roll it down. One more. Slowly roll up. And this time at the top in your exhale, extend your arms wide, taking up space. You can give it a little shimmy and shake. Happy to be alive dance as you step your waist to the top of the mat. Ground down through your toes. That may look like a little twisting or a shuffle step, feeling the ground beneath you. From this sensation, stand up a little taller, drawing your palms to touch at your heart. Breathe in. And stick out your tongue, breathe out. Good. This time, inhale, stretch both arms to the sky, reach up, look up. And exhale, drop right down into chair pose, thighs parallel to the floor. Good, and inhale, stand up, reach up, maybe a slight back bend. Exhale, chair pose, drop a little lower. One more, breathe in, legs are strong, heart lifts high. Exhale, chair. Stay in this shape, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, touch the ground. Halfway lift, high plank, step straight back. Permission to drop to your forearms or thighs. Take one full breath here. Inhale, create length from head to heel. Exhale, remain in the shape. Low belly draws in. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down to the ground. And we'll take this in one breath. Breathe in, lift your heart. Maybe it's just a little baby cobra. Breathe out, tuck your toes. Bring your seat to your heels, kind of like puppy pose. And then press back, downward facing dog. Just another way to arrive. Stretch your right foot to the sky, 3-point. Roll your right foot or ankle around one direction, then the other. And stretch your right foot to its absolute highest, sending your left heel down into the ground. Low lunge, bringing your right foot forward, using what you've got, and dropping your left knee down to the ground. Your blocks can bring the floor closer to you. Low lunge half splits. And feel free to walk your hands or blocks forward or back as you flow. Pause in your half split, stacking your wrist under your shoulders. Actively curl your right toes back towards your face. Nice. And take a bit of a halfway lift, lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, fold, nose drops towards your shins. Pausing here for a few moments or taking another round dynamically. Low lunge. Tuck your left toes into the floor, stack your wrists under your shoulders. And we'll take this with breath. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, squeeze your thighs, lift your left knee off the ground. Good, again, inhale, drop your knee, lift your heart. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Good, one more, inhale. This time, exhale and sweep your fingertips up towards the sky, one full crescent lunge. Downward facing dog, and you can choose how you get there. High to low, or maybe you drop down, seat to heels, and press back. Breathe in. Send it out. Left side, 3-point. Stretch and lift your left foot to the sky, rolling your left foot or ankle around. Lift your left heel higher and send your right heel down into the ground. Low lunge, left side. Dropping your right knee down to the floor. Low lunge, half splits, and this side will feel a little or a lot different. Breathe. Pause in your half split, stacking your wrist under your shoulders. Actively curl your left pinky toe towards your face. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, dropping your nose towards your shin. 2 more breaths, stay or do this dynamically. Low lunge. Tuck your right toes into the floor. Breathe in, stretch your heart, crown of your head up. Breathe out, squeeze your thighs, lift your right knee. Good, again, inhale, drop the knee, lift the heart. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Good, one more, inhale. Exhale, arms come with us, full crescent lunge. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your right leg to the sky, 3-point. Exhale, one cheetah. Draw your knee in towards your face. Pause here. Send the heels of your hands down into the ground and then hike your right knee in towards your chest. Crescent lunge. Rise up. Find just a little flow here. As you inhale, straighten through the right leg, reach up to the fingertips. And exhale, rebend your knee, goal post your arms. Lift your heart. Good. 2 more. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, rebend. Last round, inhale. Exhale. Pause here, hovering the left knee. Pull the elbows back away from the face, lifting the spine a little longer towards the ceiling. 1 more breath in. Breath out, full crescent lunge. Straighten your right leg, reach up. Intense leg stretch, fold forward over your right foot. Permission to hop your left foot up and out. Giving your feet and hips railroad tracks, parallel permission. And you can hold here, hands to the floor or blocks, or do it dynamically like before. Inhale, right hip back, head forward. Exhale, soften and fold. 2 more breaths. Hold or flow. Everybody crawl your fingertips forward. And feel like you're really reaching through the side bodies with your fingertips. Good, and flex floating forward, grounded warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. You can keep the hands down or work the balance, hands to prayer. Stork pose, swing your left knee up towards the sky. Think long, strong with the right leg. Lift the left heel, left knee up. Figure 4, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, sink your hips low. Hands can come to heart center, to the foot and knee. Maybe you bring the forearms down. Keeping a length in the side body, center, heart forward. Stork pose. Crescent lunge, send it back. And drop the left knee down to the ground. Prayer twist to your right. And maybe you're used to lifting your left knee, and that's okay. We'll keep it down just for this moment. So notice what's happening in this right side. And if you can, draw your right hip back, and maybe your right thumb assists. And then lift your heart a little higher towards your left thumb. Using the nice long side body, give yourself a high five in the center of your chest. And twist just a little deeper as you draw your belly towards your spine. Good, now option to lift your left knee. Continue to hug the thighs in towards center. Well done. Untwist crescent lunge. Downward facing dog. Step or flow. The choice is yours. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg 3-point. Long, slow step forward. Cheetah, stepping the foot up as you stretch the arms up. Crescent lunge. In here we flow. Inhale, straighten the left leg, reach up. Exhale, rebend to hover the right knee. Goal post your arms. Good. Again, inhale, strong legs, long side bodies. Exhale, rebend. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Stay here, hovering the right kneecap, drawing the elbows back. Side bodies are long. Breath is expanding the ribcage from the inside out. Straight up and lift. Intense leg stretch. Fold forward over your left leg, hopping your right foot up and out. And the block or pillow can always bring the floor closer to you. Draw your left hip back. Remember, you can use your left thumb to assist. Find a lift and lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Nose drops towards left shin. 2 more breaths. Hold or flow. Moving towards grounded warrior 3. Left hip continues to draw back, fingertips crawl forward, and there's some reach happening in the side bodies. And from that reach, drive through the left heel, lift the right, grounded warrior 3. Option to work this or a balance. Stork pose, swing your right kneecap up towards the sky. Flex through both feet, reach up higher, longer, taller through your heart. Figure 4. Bend your standing legs similar to chair pose. Nice. Stork pose. Long, slow step back, crescent lunge. And drop the right knee to the floor. And notice what's happening in this left side. And again, your left thumb can draw your left hip back. Find length and come into the twist, hands to prayer. Right knee hooks to left knee, or right elbow hooks to left knee. Lengthen the left side, twist a little deeper. Option to tuck your right toes and lift your right knee. Crescent lunge. Good. And we're gonna rotate and come into 5-pointed star. Press down through the heels, lengthen through the sides, through the ribs. Lift your heart just a little higher, maybe a little lean back. And take this into a long, slow fold forward, stretching your fingertips. And if you want, you can bring your hand to your belly. And we'll pause at this halfway place, sending your sitting bones back and stretching the side bodies forward. One more breath in, lengthen. And breath out, fold, hands down to the ground. Relax your head and neck. Deeply bend into your right knee, peel your left toes up, Skandasana, deep side bending lunge. And your right heel can maybe work down to the ground as we continue to lift through our ribs. You can give yourself a high five or work on extending the arms, maybe even hooking the right elbow inside the left knee. Nice, hands back down to the ground, slowly move into Skandasana, other side. And if you want, you can turn your left toes out to like 1 or 2 o'clock. Sending your sitting bones down, lifting your heart. Same deal, options for arms. Nice. Wide-legged forward fold. Hands can stay down. Walk behind you or in front of you, more like a wide-legged downward facing dog. Make your way slowly in a few breaths back to your regularly scheduled down dog. However that needs to look for you, and there's time to take a breath or two in a child's pose if that serves you. Meet in high plank, float forward. Stack your wrists over your shoulders. Remember your knees and forearms are there. Get out ever so slightly. Flex through your heels and strengthen your quads. Good. Now see if you can send the crown of your head more forward like an inchworm. And then strengthen up. Draw low belly in towards spine. Now see if you can smile your collarbones just a little bit more forward. Notice where you're trembling and growing. And then drop on down, child's. Knees can be wide or parallel. And come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes into the floor and then walk back sitting on your heels. You can reach back, pulling the outer toes out, making sure the little guys, the outermost guys, get a little love. Extend your arms wide and then give yourself a big bear hug, crossing your right arm over, left arm under. And notice if your shoulders have creeped up and then shimmy them down the spine, keeping your neck long. Breathe fully into your shoulder blades. One more. We'll switch arms. And if you want, you can come up and out for a second. And then right back in, crossing your left arm over, right arm under. Breathe into your palms. Release your hands. Crawl it forward. Best part coming up. Release and pitter patter the tops of your feet. A few options for this next shape. You have a block, maybe two, or a pillow. Option number one is to find a hero's pose, bringing your hips to the floor or block, knees together, tops of the feet down. You can work this shape or start to work Supta Virasana, walking your hands back and lifting your heart. Yeah, and we'll all just kind of hang out in a version of this for a moment. Notice if your knees are coming apart, and then find a way to bring them together a little more. Thanks. And coming back to a seat. Same option is there for you, or you can remove the block and bring your knees wide and sit back on your heels with your feet down. So a version of heroes or a version of saddle pose. Palms to the thighs, sitting up tall. And the same option is here to start to walk your hands back. I like to point my fingertips towards my feet and perhaps working the lifting up of the hips. We have 3 or so more breaths. You can do this dynamically. Inhale, lifting up, perhaps dropping back. Exhale, lowering down. 2 more breaths. Hold or flow any of the shapes. Last breath. Child's pose. And permission for embryo pose with your calves and thighs touching, head down to the floor, hands next to your heels. Feel free to shimmy your shoulders, relaxing them down to the ground. Downward facing dog. Three rounds of rolling Chakravarasana. Inhale, floating forward like high plank. Exhale, coming through our crouching down dog all the way to our full down dog. Sending the heels down and the hips up. 2 more rounds. Breathe in, float it forward, opening up across the collarbones. Breathe out, deeply bend as you scoop and lift. Last round. Right leg, Dragon's Lunge. Step it to the top of your mat, outside of your hands. If you want to stay in Lizard Lunge and rock for a moment, you can. Eventually dropping down to the palms or maybe the forearms. Use what you've got to bring the ground closer to you. Relax your hands, wiggle your fingertips. Soften your jaw, wiggle your chin. And then feel like we float into a different atmosphere, and all of a sudden our body becomes 50% heavier, and we can melt our hearts and our left thigh bones down to the ground. Half pigeon deer pose. Your choice. Walking your right foot to the left side of the mat and dropping on down to your hips. I like to bend to both knees. And then square my heart over my right shin, folding on down. Breathe full, just like we did when we started class when we were lying on our bellies. Maybe now your belly's pressing into your thigh or into your calf muscle, or you can place your left hand there to remember. Three more breaths. Take them as you choose. Dragon's Lunge left side. You've got time, 30 seconds or so, to move and groove, wiggle and shake your body from one side to the next. Continuing to breathe through this moment of release. All that stuff in your right hip somewhere to go. Dragon's Lunge left side. Remember, you can come through a lizard lunge, rocking your right knee down as you choose. Soften into this shape, relaxing your palms, your jaw, the backs of your eyeballs. Feel that your body gets 50% heavier and melts down into the floor. Half pigeon, deer pose. And take the version your left side needs. Who cares with the right side? Folding down, softening into this shape. Breathing big. Three more breaths. Softening into this shape, just as you need. Moving out of this shape, taking the wiggles and movements that you need. Taking just a moment in an easy sitting shape that may look different for us all. Maybe crossing one shin in front of the other, giving yourself more space, or elevating your hips on a block. Turn your palms up. We'll take just a moment to sit. And hands can come to the belly if that feels more productive, meaning you can focus better. Bringing your awareness down, down, down into your belly. Keeping this breath slowly roll down onto your spine. You can hug your knees in with you, drawing a few circles in one direction and the other. And we'll take just 5 more breaths in a back bend of your choice. So know that this can be done dynamically with breath, lifting up, lowering down. This can be done with a block, supported bridge, without, unsupported bridge. But if you're feeling ready for a full wheel, know that it is always available. I will take them dynamically today. Our 5 breath starts right now. Breath number 2, filling up from the belly. Breath 3, smooth it out, soften. Breath 4. Breath 5, barely audible. Lower down. Happy baby. Knees, ankles, feet. Rock side to side, feeling the firmness of the earth behind your heart space and on your spine. Pausing if it feels good in this shape. Supine twist. Drop both knees over to your left. And you can always bring the ground closer to your left knee using whatever props you have. Twist from center, anchoring the right shoulder blade down to the ground, looking right. Still breathing into your belly, your left hand may fall softly. Untwist. Cleansing breath. Retwist. Supporting your right knee. Twisting from center. Breathe. Untwist. We'll take one more symmetrical shape. This could be an inversion. So hips on a block, shoulder stand, happy baby. Or this may be something else. Supine Twist, or maybe you want a really long Shavasana. Spend the next 10 or so breaths just as you choose. If the breath or if the shape you chose hinders your ability to breathe, you've got time to choose something else. Five more breaths. Spend the next 3 to 5 breaths coming out of this shape, moving yourself towards a shape of final rest. You have time to move or take another shape, listening to just what your body needs in this moment. Finding yourself in a shape of supported rest. Breathe in. Stick out your tongue, send it out. Shavasana. rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Scan your body from head to heel, feeling the ground beneath you. Breathe into your belly. Peer down, down, down your spine and observe the movement of breath. Building your breath. Invite in movements to your fingertips and toe tips. Rotations to your wrists and ankles, and perhaps even a full body stretch. In your own way, in your own time, come to a seat. Taking notice of body, breath, and mind in this moment. Draw your palms to touch in the center of your chest. Lift your heart just a little higher. We'll seal this time together with one Om. You can join me in making the sound or listen. Breathe in. Thank you all so much for showing up and flowing and breathing with me and with each other. Can't talk anymore. Words are done. All right. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you very soon. Happy Monday. Thank you.